Hello, mommies, and welcome back to Tidy Mommy. Thank you so much for all your positive feedback on my toy organizing videos. I'm very happy they're helping all of you mommies out there. Because if you're wondering if our house is super organized all the time, the answer is definitely no. With 3 boys, our house is constantly swamped with toys. But over the years, I've learned which organizing habits really work and which don't. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 7 biggest toy organizing mistakes I made so you can avoid them. I see them happening whenever I walk into a home with toys. This is not to judge because I know how quickly toys can get out of hand. Before we start, hit that subscribe button for more toy organizing hacks and comment in the description below for any toy organizing challenge you would like me to talk about. So here are the 7 most common toy organizing mistakes and how to avoid them. Mistake number 1. Not giving each toy a permanent place. Ever heard of the line, a place for everything and everything in its place? This couldn't be more important, especially with kids. Children thrive better with routine and have a strong sense of order, and my boys are no exception. It gives them natural satisfaction and pride to be able to put things back where they belong. But if toys don't have a clear home, it teaches them to just leave the toys anywhere after playing. For example, the toys may look neatly arranged in this playroom and the floor is clean, but all the toys are just pushed to the sides. With no clear home, they won't know where to find that toy again later. Mistake number 2. Keeping toys hard to get or hard to find. We started to make sure that each toy had a place, but sometimes they were kept in large bins that made them hard to find, or in shelves that were too high for them to reach themselves without any assistance. I realized that the right kind of storage is key in organizing toys. I wanted our kids to be able to independently pick a toy and pack it away later, so I chose storage that made their toys easy to find, within reach, and easy to take out. The most common pitfall to avoid is using oversized bins, especially with small toys. These just turn into dumping pits, provide no order, and teach kids to dump instead of place. They'll dump everything on the floor just to find that one toy. Then they'll find the mess too overwhelming to pack it away later. And the tendency with oversized bins is to stack them to save on space, usually more than 2 layers high. What this basically tells kids is that if they want a toy at the bottom, they need to ask for your help, which is hardly encouraging independence. That's why the best solution I've found for this mistake is low open shelves, just like in preschools. They're great at displaying all your kids' toys so they can see everything in a glance, and they're low and open enough for them to pick a toy and put it back themselves later. Choose basic ones so that you can add more of the same units as your collection grows, which is what will give your room a neat and uniform look. If you have limited horizontal space, you can go for taller vertical shelves, like what we have in our home. Then you can place toys for younger kids on the lower shelves and toys for older kids on the higher ones. These have adjustable shelves, so we moved them depending on the size and shape of the toys. It's also a good idea to invest in proper storage for certain toys. For example, toys that come in sets usually have parts that get lost or separated, so I keep all the parts together in clear pouches like these, so my kids can always enjoy the full benefits of the toy for as long as possible. Consider also clear organizers for collections like toy cars and dolls, hanging units for long toys like blasters and swords, pull-out bins for books, and portable caddies for art supplies. With all their toys easy to find and to pack away themselves, not only will you feel more rested, but your kids can also enjoy hours of more meaningful and creative play. Mistake number 3. Buying storage before knowing exactly what and how much to store. If you're like me, shopping gets you excited. We rush to the store before we know exactly what we need. So we end up making the toys fit in the storage instead of the other way around. Then the storage we bought sometimes ends up being part of the clutter itself. So before buying anything, I learned to first gather all the toys that I have at home in one place and remove broken, unwanted, or outgrown toys. Then sort everything by category so you can have a clear picture of what you have and how many of them there are before planning and buying any storage. For the full organizing process, be sure to check my video on the basics of organizing toys. Mistake number 4. Having no clear order or grouping in your arrangement. A very common tendency is toys ending up by size or material together instead of by category or type. For example, dumping all small toys in this bin and all wooden toys in this one, whether they be cars, animals, or even food items. Even parts of sets are lost in the mix, rendering them unplayable. Without a clear order in the arrangement, kids will have a hard time finding what they want and playing with them. To avoid this, be sure to sort your toys by category then by type. For example, separate vehicles from figures, then you can further sort vehicles into cars and trains, dolls into Barbies and LOLs, then construction bricks into Legos and Duplos, and so on. How far you sort depends on your child's age. The older your kids, the more granular you can go. Then arrange them on the shelf by keeping toys of the same category and then by type together. Here's how our shelf looks like. We've sorted all vehicles into cars and trains on one side, and toys from our kids' favorite TV shows that can be played together here, such as Paw Patrol, PJ Masks, and Chuggington. In fact, if you have the space, it also helps to have zones in your playroom, such as a building area where you can keep all kinds of construction bricks and building toys nearby, an arts and crafts area for drawing and painting supplies, and toys for sensory exploration that can sometimes be a little messy, and even a dress-up area for all your kids' costumes to encourage role-playing and dramatic play. Mistake number 5. Not making packing away a part of play as early as possible. When I had my eldest, I used to always pack away for him and started letting him pack away only when he got much older. But by then, he already got used to the idea of me packing away the toys for him, and it was already difficult to change this habit. I realized my mistake, so with my next 2 sons, I started showing them to put their toys back in their homes as soon as they could lift or carry them. My goal was to make packing away a part of play as early as possible. While they were still very young, simple tasks like placing a teddy or a train back on the shelf already teaches them this idea, and I would just help them with the other more complicated toys. Then as they got older, it was easier to let them do increasingly more steps, such as sorting first before placing on the shelf. It also helps to make packing away fun by turning it into a game or a song. The most common mistake we parents do is to tell our kids to clean up. The problem with this is that it's too general, so kids get overwhelmed and won't know where to start. In one of my earlier videos, I demonstrated a very good cleanup song that actually works because it breaks down the specific tasks the child needs to do to be able to clean up. The job instantly becomes doable instead of overwhelming. It also helps to wait for a natural pause or break in their play before cleaning up and giving them a heads up when it's almost time to pack away. Then they're usually more ready to listen. Mistake number 6. Waiting until the floor is full before packing away. I used to think, what's the point of packing away now if the kids are just going to take out more toys? So why not just pack everything in one go when they're done playing, right? I couldn't have been more wrong. My 4-year-old would cry when I asked him to pack away because a floor full of toys was just too overwhelming for him. So we started what I call the 3 Ps, or the pick, play, pack, tack, where my kids would pick 1, 2, maximum 3 toys, play with them, and then pack them away first before picking another. This means that at the end of playtime, there would always be just 1 or 2 toys to pack away, which your child would be more than willing and can easily do in 5 minutes or less. Fewer toys out also means less mixed up and easier to sort. Using a play table also helps because once it starts getting full, it's a reminder to pack away before taking out more. Mistake number 7. Not using labels and maintaining your system. I used to avoid organizing because the kids would just mess everything up again. Well, that's where labeling comes in. It's the most important way to maintain your system. This marks, literally in black and white, where the home of everything is. So what you organized stays organized. Remember to label with pictures so everyone can understand, even younger kids who haven't learned to read yet. Labels also help a lot when you have other adults at home who help clean up, such as relatives, babysitters, nannies, or housekeepers. I also remind my kids to handle their toys properly so they can enjoy them for as long as possible, from the youngest to the oldest. Repair broken parts or cracks as soon as possible before they get bigger, and regularly check batteries for leaks or remove them if you won't be using a toy for some time. By treating their toys with care and respect, I hope to teach my kids independence, responsibility, and to value what they have at an early age so they can be more prepared for bigger responsibilities later in life. So those are the 7 most common toy organizing mistakes to avoid. Comment in the description below if you have any organizing challenge you would like me to talk about. If you found this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up icon and remember to subscribe. Until the next video, this is Tidy Mommy, organizing for maximum fun, making toys last, and encouraging independence.